Let me go talk to him.
Yeah.
Oh, Tina, you're here. What's up? What's going on? Go ahead.
Hey, good evening. I'm Chuck Lofton along with Nicole Misencik. Hi, Nicole.
It's good to be with you again.
Oh, man, it's been a while. Hey, we are almost ready to begin the Wine and Wags event on benefit of the Indiana Canine Assistant Network. We're going to have a great time tonight.
Chuck, you know I never tell you what to do, but I'm going to tell you what to do tonight. You have to be a little quiet.
Okay.
Why? Our special guests are sleeping, getting ready for the huge event.
We've got these beautiful puppies that you're going to meet up close and personal. Our event starts in 15 minutes, right, Nicole?
15 minutes. We're, of course, going to have lots of programs for you, tell you what a difference ICAN makes in so many lives. And why do we do this? These guys need sponsors to make a difference.
They're going to help people unleash abilities, so we'll see you in just a few minutes at 6:30.
Oh, what's the matter? Do you have a preference
Oh. All right. Hey, good evening.
Welcome back. We are right now giving you the 5-minute warning. So at this point, grab your glasses of wine, grab that glass of beer, grab your soda, your water, whatever. Our hands are full with these puppies. I've got Pluto.
And I've got Rocket, and we're back in 4.5 minutes with our Wine and Wags ICAN event.
Hi, I'm Indiana First Lady Janet Holcomb, and this is First Dog Henry. We wanted to thank you for coming to help celebrate the incredible work being done by our friends at the Indiana Canine Assistant Network. Since 2002, ICAN has been unleashing abilities and changing lives on both ends of the leash by bringing hope and independence to Hoosiers of all walks of life. Tonight you'll hear firsthand from the people being affected by these special pups. I hope their stories inspire you to help this organization continue to affect the lives of those who need them most. Governor Holcomb and I joined others in sponsoring Senator, who you will meet later tonight, alongside his partner, Mary. Have a great evening and enjoy the program.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us for Wine and Wags. I'm Nicole Misencik. This is Pluto, and I am joined this evening by Chuck Lofton, who has a special guest too.
The band is back. It's good to be with you, Nicole. Yeah, this is Titan, one of the dogs that you're going to meet, the latest litter of pups who in about 2 years will really help to unleash abilities. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Mucho thanks to First Lady Janet Holcomb. You know, ICAN is so important. They help to train and place assistance dogs with individuals with disabilities and provides foundational life skills to inmates in their experience. And ICAN, by the way, as many of you know, but if you didn't know, now you do know, is the only accredited, thank you, Titan, service dog training program, Nicole, based here in Indiana.
Tonight's program is all about just how powerful ICAN is, from the handlers to the puppies to ultimately the people's lives that are changed by little guys like these in just about 2 years. So keep in mind that tonight's program will include testimonials and powerful stories about how ICAN can bring hope. And this is also a really important night for ICAN because we need your support to raise money for their mission.
Absolutely. And, you know, as you look at these beautiful puppies, keep in mind that we're raising money. And at each live segment here on the right-hand side of your screen, you're going to be able to not only chat with other folks interested in the mission of ICAN, but you're also going to be able to raise money as well.
You are. But before we get everything started, we want to go ahead and share a special message from ICAN about what tonight means.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for Wine and Wags 2020. My name is Sean Diamond. I'm the Director of Training for Indiana Canine Assistant Network. And with me this evening is our Chairman of our board, James Michaels, and his co-chair, Dog Eli.
Thank you, Sean. On behalf of the board of directors, we thank you so much for being here tonight. This is such a special event. And for me, I've had a dog guide for a number of years now. And I can tell you, this is a magical relationship between a dog and a human being who are working together as a united team. So this mission that we're supporting tonight, the ICAN mission that supports service animals for people with disabilities and matches those two groups up, it's mission critical that we are able to support them tonight and do whatever we can to help them move forward. We have 88 people on the waiting list to receive a dog. So that's 88 individuals. And that's not counting the individuals this year that's going to be asking to have a dog as well. So whatever you can do to support ICAN, whether it's through your volunteer time or donations, we need your support. We need you to continue on. So thank you again for being here.
So true, James. And events like these cannot happen without the generous support of our corporate sponsors. So we want to thank Farm Bureau Insurance, Bank of Indianapolis, and DK Pierce for their financial support for tonight's program. I also like to thank Santorini's Greek Kitchen, to Brand Fine Chocolates of Indianapolis, and Divine Society for being a part of our upgrades. Lastly, I have an announcement to make, James. ICAN has received a generous matching grant from the Community Foundation of Boone County for tonight's event. They will match up to $10,000 tonight. So if you give a gift tonight, it will be doubled. We thank them for their generosity and belief in this irresistible mission. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I thank you for sharing your time with us.
When you're in prison, every day you kind of think that you're never getting out.
Here we are.
So, Chuck, in case you missed it, there was a little bit of barking news, right?
Yes,
That's our business.
It's barking news. In fact, that barking news is that ICAN received a $10,000 community match grant from the Community Foundation of Boone County. Now, we're very fortunate to have been chosen by them for this amazing opportunity. So what's that mean then for the rest of us?
So what's incredible about the $10,000 matching event is, first of all, somebody could give $10,000 right now. That's matched. It automatically turns into $20,000. But the best part is no matter what amount you give, it is going to be matched up to that $10,000 amount. So your donation really has a chance to make double the impact. So there's so many ways that you can make a contribution. Chuck, originally you alluded to that chat feature that's on the right-hand side of the screen. You're going to see little things pop up there throughout the evening. Please just click those and you can go ahead and make your donations there. Mm-hmm. You can also click the Donate Now button or call 317-250-6450.
What's that number again?
317-250-6450.
And operators are standing by. Now, if you are a member of the Order of Eastern Star, an organization close to my heart, my mom and dad were in Eastern Star. I had a couple of aunts who were worthy matrons. You can direct your donation to the Service Dog Project.
Now, of course, these pups are in our arms right now, but they all start somewhere else. And truly, the stories of the handlers are where these pups get their foundation after they come from the whelpers that really do a lot of work to get them going.
That's right. And here's a message right now we want you to enjoy from ICAN.
When you're in prison, every day you kind of think that you're never getting out. So I'm Jessica Inholt, and I am 31 years old, and I am a former female handler at the Indiana Women's Prison. I was incarcerated because of my serious addiction to using heroin. Every day was wake up, find money to run around and get high every day. I actually was 9 months pregnant when I was incarcerated with my only child, who just turned 5 2 days ago. When I first got to prison, I didn't know anything about anything. It was my first time in trouble. I was sober for the first time in probably over 10 years. So everything was new on top of being pregnant. And after the birth of my son there, I actually was thrown into the segregation area, the lock facility, because of a medical issue. So the whole experience was just very traumatizing. It was definitely something that you never want to do again. When I first got there, I got into a therapeutic community called the Plus Program. And after I kind of really got some life skills together, I've always been passionate about dogs. And the thing that sticks out to me the most about the ICAN program and being excited to go, when I had first got to prison and they sit you in this room with all the other newbies, they bring in everybody from every kind of job. And I remember one of the other female handlers that I was with bringing in a dog. I was pregnant and emotional, and I seen this dog, and I just felt like everything was going to be okay. And I remember this dog coming up to me and just loving on me, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do. Lunar is a black lab. People mistook him a lot of times for not a lab because he was just so big-headed. And a lot of times people called him Eeyore because he was very slow and sluggish. He is still the love of my life. But he was my first graduate dog. I had Lunar for almost a year. So the client that Lunar went to loses energy very easily. He's fatigued a lot. Lunar was placed with Fred because of that reason. Lunar definitely got him motivated to want to do better and like excited to train, and having that experience to watch them together through team training. Everybody says how emotional it is, but when you actually are in it, it's a whole different thing. Just the conversations that we had about what Lunar was going to do for him, like, just made me feel like everything that I had worked so hard for was for this reason, so that Fred could have a better life. So if there was anything that I could say for reasons as to why anyone should support ICAN, I could talk forever about why, but I would say because it is life-changing. It's literally life-changing for anyone involved. It changed my life. It changes anyone's life that comes in contact with the program in every sense. It's just life-changing. So the term changing lives at both ends of the leash literally is, it cannot be more true. And I remember saying that before in my graduation speech for Lunar. It's the truest statement they could have ever put with this program, because it literally changes a client's life, your life, my life, anyone's life.
Luna and I loved that story of Jessica. And Nicole, that's what this organization is all about, redemption in a way, and also changing lives. Jessica's life has changed. The people who are serviced by her work with the dogs are changed too.
And Chuck, did you know that ICAN has a monthly giving initiative? This is a part of the program that I told my husband you need to pay attention to, because we've been giving for several years. I said, you have to re-up this year. It's called Heart of the Mission, and a gift of $25 or more each month helps sustain the mission of changing lives. So you'll receive a commemorative pin and special correspondence throughout the year. Think about that, just $25 a month. That actually pays for x-rays for joint health for one dog in training. If you're able to donate $50 a month, that would pay for the dog food, the bedding, and a crate for a dog in training. And Chuck, you know, it's so much more than just the training that goes into these guys. It's all of the care.
It is the care, everything from veterinary care to, like, this one is teething right now. Usually nylar bones and not my finger, which is going to be down to the nub by the end of the show tonight. But, you know, we want to thank in particular, and you got a glimpse from Jessica's story, the Indiana Department of Correction. Take a look.
I'm Randy Custer, Chief of Staff at the Department of Correction. By training these dogs to bring out their best, these incarcerated individuals bring out their best. I believe it translates very well. There's something very special because it's more than just training dogs. When I see these animals, they have kind of a compassion, almost an empathy, and they're trained to that by the individuals that train them. And I believe that the individuals that train them develop that empathy too, and that's something that most rehabilitative programs just don't train to. And this brings out really the best in those people who train the dogs. I ask everybody out there with the means and ability to do that to help fund this program, because it just spreads love and compassion throughout the state of Indiana. And I can't think of a better program to support than the ICAN program.
My name is Eric. I'm 43 years old. I've been incarcerated for a little over 6 years, and I've been with ICAN for about 3.5 years. This fight is about 16 months.
Okay.
And a previous handler had him, and I've had him for about 5 months. He's a full-blooded lab. His name's Semper Fi, but he goes by Fi. This is the 5th dog that I've had for a length of time. My first dog came to me on July 5th of 17, and he was a rambunctious little full-blooded lab named Guinness. Wanted to get to everything and barked and carried on, and I was brand new and didn't really know how to train at that point, but he definitely taught me a lot of patience and tolerance and how to check my emotions, because it's definitely a stressful situation when you got a dog that's like that. My second dog was Coco. She was a cross, and she was they were like night and day from the first one. She was very easy to train. Was calm, stayed by her side, and it was a fast learner. Each and every one of them is special, and I've learned, even the ones that didn't make it, and you learn from each and every one of them something different. It's not everything that you do in training will work with the next dog, so you got to figure out and keep thinking in new ways and thinking out of the box of how to get this dog to do what the next one did on each of the cues. We can't do this without your donation. Your donation helps not just us get our life back and change, but it helps the client making a better quality of life for themselves. Please donate.
Chuck,
Oh, I love that pen
I
that you've got
have a
on.
really, really beautiful piece of jewelry on right now. It is a limited edition pendant that celebrates the special relationship between a dog and a person. So it has a person's hand with a cute little dog paw over it. It's available in silver and gold and was created by designer Judy Powers with Robert Goodman Jewelers. And ICAN is actually going to be receiving part of the proceeds from all sales of this piece. Additional information is just on the right hand of your screen.
I think I've got a Christmas present for the missus.
I like that idea. I think it's a great idea. You're going to be able to see it a little closer up on your screen there too. Well, what do you think the puppies are up to right now? These guys are, mine's sleeping, yours is squirming.
Uh-huh. I've got Luna in my lap right now who's replaced my finger with a chew toy, but take a look. We've got some puppies who are sleeping right now, and these are very special puppies that we met 2 weeks ago, but they're going to change some lives, aren't they, Nicole?
They are. Right now, they're up to about 8 pounds each, so there's 10 puppies. Do some quick multiplication. That's 80 pounds of fur and love here. Now, a one-time contribution of $750 will pay for the graduation and team costs for a new client. And this is what Chuck is really asking everybody to do right now. A $10 monthly pledge is going to pay for toys. So those Nyla bones and training treats for one dog in training. So that way your fingers are saved a little bit.
That's right. And, you know, if you wonder what could a sizable gift do, well, let's tell you, a one-time contribution of that $750, which we really would ask for if you're of a means to do it. This will pay for the graduation and team costs for a new client. And as you mentioned, that $10 pledge, there is no pledge that's too low, by the way. We'll take it. But those Nyla bones and training treats. Well, you know, one of the ways that we raise, or one of the reasons we raise money for ICAN is because it costs a lot of money. And it also helps to change the lives, not only of the clients that these dogs will help, but of the folks who trained them. And take a look at the female handler's perspective from the Indiana Women's Prison.
My name is Rayanne. I'm 36 years old. I have 9 years experience working with ICAN. Originally, when I was initially incarcerated, there was a lot of negative coverage about my case, and that negatively affected my family.
My name is Samantha Horton. I am 38 years old. I've been incarcerated now for 17 years. I've been with ICAN on and off since 2004. I left to go to college, and then I came back.
My name is Alkia. I am 39 years old. I've been incarcerated for 18 years, and I've been a handler with ICAN for 6.5 years. One thing that I really have not talked about is how much this program has impacted my family.
Hello, my name is Mary Rainey, and I'm 35 years old. I've been incarcerated for 14 years now, and I've been a part of ICAN on and off for 5 years now. I love to be able to wake up, have responsibility, do things for the dogs, and just know that there's somebody that needs me. It feels great to be able to wake up with that moment every day of my life. And I appreciate ICAN. ICAN has done so much for me.
Since being in ICAN, I've had the opportunity to do things that they're proud of, that, you know, when it's said, you know, Rayanne's incarcerated, you know, they can talk to people and share my experiences in here and my accomplishments, and they have something that they can be proud of me for. And you know, they can, you know, say my daughter, you know, she's training a service dog for, you know, somebody with some need, you know, that's very impactful for me, that they can be proud of me and find, you know, a little bit of joy through my experience being in here.
Communicating with others is a lot harder than what people think. You can't pretend. You can't fake it. They see you're ugly, they see you're good, they see it all. And with this program, I'm thankful for everything that they've built me to be.
Once I started this program, I was very unsure. I was like, oh, this might not be right for me. This is a lot of work. They're asking a lot of me. Do I even have these things to give? I mean, is this a part of me? And as I went on, and I struggled like all of us struggle as new handlers, trying to find our way and trying to, you know, see if this is the right path for us. I struggled along, and I did find that this is probably the very best thing that I could have ever done for myself. As far as my family goes, they are proud of me. My aunt actually told me that she has Googled me, and there's all these wonderful things about ICAN that surrounds me now, this positive light. She's proud of me. She encourages me. She always asks about my dog. She always asks, you know, what's the next thing? What are you gonna do now? You know, just things like that. And that means more to me than I ever would have thought, because that is not something that's ever been a part of my life. The being proud of and the encouragement, because there was never anything to encourage before. So that alone is something that's huge for me through this program, because my family now sees me as a person that I never even knew existed.
You know, a piece of my mom is locked up here with me. She thinks about me daily, and her heart reaches out to me, and she is, you know, devastated, you know, for how long I have to be here. But she knows that while I'm here, I'm doing good for people, and I'm helping the community, and I'm finding joy in my work daily. And so being able to be a part of ICAN, you know, helps to lessen the pain that my family feels through the loss of my presence with them.
It is truly such amazing work that these handlers do to train these dogs, and the dedication that it takes from them. Chuck, both you and I have spent time at Indiana Women's Prison, and it's just an amazing experience that it's hard to put into words, because they're so dedicated to training the dogs, so proud of what they're doing, and it's just life-changing.
Some of these ladies came in there hopeless, right? They've been involved in things that put them in prison. And now there's a purpose in their life. There's a meaning in their life. They actually see results of what they've done in the changed lives of the clients they work with. And I'm not going to say much more. I'll start bawling.
I know. That's my thing, too. Usually we always have Kleenexes on the table, of course, for Wine and Wags. I hope you have some where you're sitting and enjoying this tonight. Well, keep in mind that a monthly pledge of $150 a month will cover all of the veterinary care and preventatives for one dog in training. And tonight, we want to give a very special recognition to an amazing organization. And Chuck, this one is actually very close to your family.
Oh, I love the Order of Eastern Star. My mom and dad were very involved in Eastern Star. I've had a couple of aunts who've been worthy matrons in that wonderful organization. So let's tell you why we're so thankful for them. The Indiana Grand Chapter Order of the Eastern Star has been raising money for ICAN, Nicole, since June of 2018, so over 2 years. And all over Indiana, they have done special fundraising events in their communities. And this year, they have sponsored 7 ICAN dogs.
Do you hear them? They're yelping
They
for
are.
joy.
They want
Thank
the
you
joy.
so much.
Here we go. There's Louie.
There's Louie. How about Charger from District 15? Look at that smile. I love it.
Oh, man.
I love it.
How about this guy? That's Thomas from District 6. Beautiful dog. He's going to help change the lives of someone.
And there's Louie. So adorable. And there's Cody, District 13. Oh, there was a high five, low five, whatever. Lucy, District 9 and 14. And then there's Mooch. I love how Mooch really showed that touch right there. That's one of the skills that the pups learn. And Winnie, that's District 11.
So thank you, Order of Eastern Star. We really appreciate it.
We've had a little bit of change on set. See, puppies are coming in and out. We're always moving here. This is live TV.
It is. It's awesome.
But we want to introduce a very special guest, Chuck.
Yes, and my wife, Mary, and the Senator. Some of you know Senator from, he's made some appearances on Sunrise while I've been broadcasting from home since March 12th. Hey, big man.
Senator.
Oh, he sees a
Yeah, he wants to meet Pluto here. So, Chuck, I did want to talk with you and Mary a little bit because, Mary, I wanted to ask you about Senator coming into your life.
Well, there's quite a confluence of events that just all took place all at about the same time. Back in, I think, probably 2013, some friends of Senator Dan Coates sponsored this little puppy that they were bringing around at a Wine and Wags fundraiser. And they sponsored this puppy, that puppy, and it was Senator. Now, fast forward a couple of years from that, in 2015, Chuck noticed I was having trouble. It seemed that I was having trouble with my vision. He noticed I was bumping into things. And we found out that I had a tumor on my optic nerve. Plus, I had glaucoma. So I had a couple of different things that were robbing me of my peripheral vision. And at the same time, he was doing Mondays with Maisie on
with Nicole.
Sunrise. Yes, with Nicole. And so we understood what ICAN was doing and ICAN's work. And at some point, someone said, Mary, you might actually qualify for an ICAN dog.
Yeah.
So I put in my application and gave them my medical records. And they matched me up with Senator. I met several different dogs in our home. And when they brought Senator, they could just tell his skills matched my needs. And we were a team. So we graduated from ICAN's team training in 2017, in June of 2017. And he's been a member of our family ever since. And he's clearly robbing people, other dogs, chew toys.
Yeah, and Nicole, you know what this was like because you were part of it when Mary had 2 brain surgeries in a very short period of time. And she's there in neurointensive care for days and days and days. And I said, Lord, I just asked, that you'd get us out of here alive and that we'd be able to handle what happened.
Tell me a little bit about what Senator has meant to your family, Chuck. What does he really do that really helps and has become part of the family?
I think Mary says it best when she says he sees
what I don't see.
And he feels
what I sometimes don't know is there. He feels what I don't feel.
And I think for me to be gone when I'm gone, I totally trust him. He's her companion as well as help. He does the laundry with her. He picks up around the house.
Mary, is this a replacement for Chuck?
Well, yeah, of course it is.
He does the laundry a little more reliably than Chuck does the laundry.
He's done it more than I have, I can tell you that. But he's been an absolute blessing to our family. I think, it's possible I would have maybe had to go part-time and work and those types of things. But, that's okay. And that would have been fine. But I've seen how she's just improved. And when people ask, how's Mary doing? Because there's always concern. I say remarkably well. The grace of God, her own oomph, and then Senator. And I think all 3 have played a major role.
I'm just so glad Senator has come into your lives. And I'm just so thankful
we
for
wouldn't
both of
have
you.
known anything about him if it weren't for you, Nicole. So
That's
we
true.
thank you.
I love you guys so much.
love
I'm
you
just
too.
so happy you're doing so well, Mary. Well, not only are dogs placed in home like they have been with Chuck and Mary, but they're also placed in facilities. And one of those facility pups is actually at Community Hospital in Anderson. Take a look at how it's helping patients there.
Hi, I'm Beth Tharp. I'm the president and CEO at Community Hospital Anderson. And I want to introduce you to Ray. Ray is our therapy dog. He's been employed here for 2 years now, and so for all that time he's been touching so many lives, not only with our employees, but obviously our patients. He's a very special guy, and so's the ICAN organization. It is so touching what ICAN does, not only for the recipients of the dogs, but also for the trainers that are so lucky to get to work with these wonderful, wonderful animals. You're getting ready to see a video that we've put together for our foundation that will show you just a snippet of the lives that Ray has touched since he's been with us.
My name is Cheryl. I'm the inpatient rehab manager here at Community Hospital. I've been here 25 years. Ray came to us through the ICAN program, which is the Indiana Canine Assistant Network. He was in Pendleton prison training initially, and then he went to the Indiana Women's Prison for the remainder. A lot of people think therapy dog and they think just visiting and comfort and that kind of thing, which he can do, but that's not his primary purpose. He works with physical, occupational, and speech therapy patients. Throwing the balls and playing catch and that kind of thing just help patients work on upper body movement and strength. Maybe a stroke patient who has lost the ability to use their fine motor skills. We try to think outside the box and use him as much as we can.
My name is Brock Hubble. I was laid up for almost 9 days, so I had to have some PT because I didn't walk or do anything. Therapy is almost like going to work out. I mean, you got to have some motivation wanting to go do it. Having a dog, it almost feels like it's no therapy at all. I mean, you're just playing catch, playing hide and seek with his toy.
My name is Bobby. I have problems with movement since it's Parkinson's. I enjoy working with Ray. Yeah, I throw the ball, he go gets it, and then I give him a treat. It teaches you how to move big, take big steps. It's a wonderful program. It helps me out a lot.
The hospital foundation was able to help me with the initial setup of purchasing the dog and getting the initial supplies that we needed here at the hospital. When we get home, his routine is finds a toy and then goes running through the house to try and find my husband to play. Kind of neat to watch the transformation between home life and work life.
And she was an officer.
And we want to take this right now. It is hot off the presses. How about ICAN's 2021 calendar? Right here, you're getting a little bit of a sneak peek. You can buy them online right now. And then this is also another way that you can raise money and are wonderful gifts for the holidays. These beautiful images were taken by Liz Kay. And this one right here, Chuck, actually has a very special meaning for April. This pup's name is Breezy.
And this wonderful dog is named after Officer Breanne Lee, who was killed in the line of duty. And she was a wonderful woman. ICAN does this. They honor our men and women who lost their lives serving the public and law enforcement. And that's Breezy. And you will see her if you get this calendar every day in the month of April.
And then we also have this little cutie for July. I love looking right over the bear. And then we have another one, if I can flip. My Vanna White isn't coming out very well tonight.
You're still wonderful.
I'm really sorry.
You're a calendar model and you're great.
I just really loved it there. And then this is the one for July. Now, we also want to let you know that you can get a calendar absolutely free if you just donate $150 this evening, or if you donate the $25 a month, we'll send you a calendar as well for that yearly contribution.
And you and I always use these calendars in our homes. I always am excited. I on purpose don't peek, because when we flip the page, then I get to look at that beautiful dog for the next month. We also want you to know that we have more breaking news. We have two pieces of barking news.
Barking news.
Barking news. All right. Number one is our match has been met. So that is awesome. And how about this? Here's more barking news. We've got another anonymous match. Okay. So we want to thank the Community Foundation of Boone County. But we've now received an anonymous match of $10,000. So what's that mean then, Nicole?
That means that all we have to do is raise another $10,000, and that's going to go ahead and double into $20,000 again. So again, more math.
It's $40,000 right there.
That's $40,000 for these ICAN dogs to be trained, which is just money that is so needed to facilitate this great organization that changes lives on both ends of the leash. Well, we haven't really met a lot of clients on
Right.
video yet. And just one of those special clients that we have right now with his pup, and he's also a military veteran.
Right. And, you know, we are so thankful for our men and women who serve us overseas, especially the Marine Corps. Here's Nick and Festus.
In September 2004, I left for Iraq and actually flew in to Iraq on my 35th birthday. My name's Nick Bennett, and I served with the United States Marine Corps, 1988 to 1994 active duty, and then 2004 to 2007 when I was medically discharged. I originally went in the Marine Corps in 1988 and was following in both my grandfather's footsteps. They're both World War II veterans. And so I did 6 years active duty. And at the time I had 3 kids, and my oldest one was getting to the age where he was starting school. And there's nothing wrong with, you know, families move in, but I didn't want that for my kids. So I stepped away from the Marine Corps, joined the reserves for 2 years. January of 2004, I re-enlisted. Being 35, I had already had the opportunity to live a life with my kids. And yeah, if anything would have happened to me, you know, I would have missed, you know, grandkids, and I'd have missed walking my little girl down the aisle. But to give the opportunity for some of these 18 or 19-year-old kids to come back home and kind of experience life that I had led, you know, I'd have been okay with it. With Fallujah, November was the deadliest month in Iraq. They had what's called the QRF, the Quick React Force, gearing up to go out to help a unit that was in a firefight. I heard a whistle off my left shoulder, and I knew it was going to be big. I knew I wasn't coming home. I got hit with a 107mm Chinese rocket. It's got a kill radius of a football field and a casualty of 3. Part of the warhead took off the back part of my right leg. I took shrapnel in my left side. I ended up spending 2 months in the hospital, you know, being injured. My identity as a dad was ripped away. How can I be a dad when thunderstorms hit? How can I play catch with my kids? You know, I can't even get dressed without them helping me. Outside of all the physical injuries, you know, this rocket also peppered me with, you know, anxiety and depression and loneliness. I was trying to be who I was before I left for Iraq and trying to figure out who I was now. I ended up on suicide watch, and that was kind of a turning point in my life. In 2012, me and my daughter and my son Eli, we were up in Chicago, and that was my first introduction to service dogs. Never wanted a dog, but it was my first glimpse into having a normal life again, and, you know, to be able to go out in public and not worry about somebody coming up behind you, and, you know, being the dad that I always wanted to be. And so coming back home, my wife was ecstatic. She's always wanted a dog. So I talked with, you know, my therapist and my psychiatrist at the VA, and I remember them calling up and saying, "Hey, we've got a dog for you. Can you come out to the Indiana Women's Prison?" And I'm sitting in this room, and in comes Festus, and it's my entire life. It's all the guys I lost in Iraq, and it's all the doctors and nurses, and it's everybody who put me back together again. Walked into the room, and I knew my life was going to be forever changed seeing him. And, you know, for the first time, you know, I could go out in public and not worry about, you know, somebody trying to kill me. And what he's doing now is he's nudging. That's one of his commands, because he knows I'm not doing good. Festus is more than a dog. He's given me the ability to live, and he's given me the ability to want to live. We sit in our lives, and a lot of times we wonder, how can we make a difference in this world? And we're always looking around and, how can this world become a better place? And especially now with, COVID and all the tension that's going on. And this is a way to make the world a better place. And no matter, how much it is, you're definitely going to impact and change somebody's life. You're going to give somebody a life that they never knew before. I've seen, people who never thought they could get out of a wheelchair before, having a service dog, having the ability to get out of a wheelchair. I know people who've been housebound. By having a service dog, you're getting them out of the house. This is a tough year because a lot of people have been out of work, and even the smallest amount is going to make a huge impact beyond anything you might ever know or see, because I'm just one of, thousands of people who've been helped by ICAN. Just know you're going to change the world. You're going to make this world a better place, and just know how much you're loved and appreciated for whatever you can do for this organization.
Oh, don't you love that story with Nick and Festus? And, really, this is why we're here tonight. It's not just puppy love. I don't know if I love them or not right now. We're getting bit, ladies and gentlemen. I remember when the boys were teething, you get a finger bit every now and then. This is like every part of your body.
This is awesome.
But these puppies, in just 2 years, will be providing assistance and independence to someone with a disability.
But I think, Chuck, what we should really say is that obviously these guys are still pups.
They are.
7 weeks old, right? They're still learning. And this is a true example of the dog ate my homework because they are just obsessed with the paper.
With her script. Now, to be very serious, we're now at the beginning of their life, right? 7 weeks old. It takes Nicole $25,000. Let me repeat that number again. It takes $25,000 to train these puppies and help ICAN in providing lifetime service. You saw Senator just a few minutes ago. We've relied on ICAN to provide service to help Mary with him. Dang. So we have 10 puppies in this litter. They keep biting me. It's going to be 9. All right. But imagine if we could raise enough money tonight. And we've already raised a lot. But imagine if we could raise enough money to have several of these puppies cared for, and that $25,000 number.
And obviously that you hear a lot of people laughing at us in here. And there's a lot of people that have worked really hard to put tonight on. And we really want to thank everybody. We wish we could say thank you individually. First of all, the ICAN volunteers. You guys do work all the time to help get these dogs ready. And what you do is incredible. The ICAN staff, the ICAN board of directors. I know there's so many to thank. I'm trying to get them in.
Prometheus Consulting. We've got a beautiful building here that we're in tonight that has housed these pups, and we want to thank them, Prometheus Consulting, for being so generous and giving us basically the run of the facility tonight.
Tyler Perrell, Mike Wallet, and Stephen Durham of 1018 Films. All of those videos you saw, it takes hours of editing. So awesome job with that. And of course, the staff photographer, Liz Kay, who's also a volunteer. She just does amazing work and does all of that work in the calendar too. I mentioned the ICAN staff, volunteers, board of directors. If I could, this is the part of the program where we say, please give a big round of applause for everyone.
Let's just do it anyway, right? And by the way, it's good for these puppies to hear noise like this because that's part of the way they're trained. They hear noise so that they don't freak out in storms and loud noises when they're older and helping their clients.
It's interesting you mentioned storms, Chuck. That was a perfect transition because we want to hear from a story right now from Sarah and Thunder.
So we had Mylan for over 11 years. And when we lost Mylan, it was very sudden. We feel like she had almost the perfect dog life.
Kerry was just shy of his 31st birthday when he passed. He just a big-hearted kid, loved people, loved dogs. I mean, loved dogs.
Hi, my name is Heather.
And I'm Jim, and we are Sarah's parents. So Sarah was born with spina bifida. So she has, obviously some back troubles, and the legs have issues, and there's other things that we contend with.
A long time ago, before Sarah started kindergarten, one of my best friends that I knew from the Spina Bifida Association, her husband at that time was working at Eli Lilly, and I think some of the ICAN dogs were being furloughed there and going to Lilly for work, and she told me about it, so I found your website and applied for our first dog before she was in kindergarten.
Mylan was Sarah's first dog, and she was kind of a flunk out from the ICAN program in the sense that she was not a full access service dog. That said, though, she was very well trained. She could do light switches, and she could do all kinds of things to help Sarah. She was a great dog. We got her then as a companion for Sarah when Sarah was like 5 or 6, right? 5 years old. So, there's tensions. You have a lot of things you're dealing with and some struggles along the way. Your child's suffering. As parents, you have a lot of anxiety, and it can be hard. And having that dog there as an intermediary, in a way, it helps all of us relax a little bit. And we all have something else to focus on and to come together around that. Take a little bit of a breather from some of the stressful things going on.
When your child has a physical disability, you look out at the street and you see all the kids running or riding their bikes, and you realize your child won't be able to do that, or will be doing that in a different way.
My name is Rob Wynn.
My name's Barbara Wynn.
Kerry was in the 3-4 Marines, and the 3-4 Marines nickname is the Thundering Third. We were having dinner in Indianapolis. Joni Kahn, who was one of the benefactors, surprised us with Old Thunder and told us that it was being raised and trained in honor of Kerry. It was a very special evening.
I was very happy because I know that it gives Kerry a legacy that we're all proud of. And when I found out about ICAN, it became just special to me. And was like everybody else at the graduation, and bawled my eyes out because it was so happy to see such a successful program turn out such a successful product.
My name is Sarah. I'm 17 years old and I'm a senior at Zionsville High School. I play wheelchair tennis. I've been playing since 6th grade, I want to say. I'm not really sure how to describe what it's like to spina bifida because I have nothing really to compare it with. I've had more than 20 surgeries. This is everything I've ever known, but the main things are I have back problems and problems with balance, and I want to go into veterinary medicine, something in that field. Thunder has allowed me to become much more independent. He's going to allow me to go off to college and beyond independently, and in addition to that, he's always by my side, and I know that he's always going to be by my side, supporting me and loving me and conditionally.
So we had heard the story prior to the graduation, but at the graduation itself, we met the sponsors and then the family, and we learned more details about Kerry and the whole background story behind Thunder. It was extremely moving. A little heartbroken in a way for the family and everything they had been through, but also just so grateful. It's just amazing to be able to turn sorrow and grief into hope and life. And I feel that that same theme carries out over and over from service to service to service, from Carrie's service to the country to the service that ICAN provides to inmates, and they're turning sorrow into hope, into life, and release, and into service in the community, and how the dogs go out to perform service, and how that enables Sarah to go to college, to learn, to grow, develop into service her communities as she gets older. And it's just this endless chain of people doing something good that leads to people doing something good. Service to service, love, life, growth, development, hope. It's all built into this program and everybody benefits. I've never seen something that everybody wins. It's a win-win-win that just never stops. And so, you know, our whole hearts are behind ICAN and the program, and we're just completely grateful for what this means to our families and to everyone else connected to it. It's amazing.
What can you say? Sarah's father just says it so beautifully.
ICAN provides the service to the inmates where sorrow is turned into hope. The inmates in turn provide a dog that will serve others.
The dog then provides independence, and in turn, it then enables someone to achieve their dream. At ICAN, everybody wins. It's a win-win-win for everyone involved.
It's really an endless chain of doing something good that leads to people doing something good. And this is the power of the Indiana Canine Assistant Network and your support. And so many of you have supported this already tonight, but your support will make this organization stronger. It will continue to tell these stories, the power of connection, the power to create life, growth, and hope. And now's the time, right?
Now is the time that we ask you to help people like Sarah, to help our ICAN handlers by providing the necessary resources to unleash their abilities. How can you help? It's simple. Follow the chat button on the right-hand side of your screen. There's a donate button. You can also just email or mail a physical check to ICAN.
You can even call. Yeah, you can call. So here's the number, 317-250-6450. And that number again, 317-250-6450. And again, if you're a member of the Order of Eastern Star, you have someone in your family, perhaps you're a Master Mason, you're a member of the Shrine, you have somebody in your family who's a member of the Order of Eastern Star, you could funnel actually your donation through them at the Service Dog Project.
So this is the critical mission for ICAN. As of today, ICAN has 105 working partnerships throughout Indiana.
And we're going to have you do a little math. I know it's late. I know it's hard. But ICAN has 56 inmate handlers working with 60 dogs in training.
So today, ICAN has 88 people waiting for a service dog. And that number is important. That's 88 people that are waiting for one of these dogs to be sponsored, to have a donation, to get trained, to help people like Sarah, to help people like Mary, to help people like Nick. Real people whose lives are changed by the 4 paws that walk in front of them.
And remember that not only do you have the full-time assistant dogs like Sarah and Nick have, but you have in-home service companions like what Mary has with Senator. You also have facility dogs. So there's a big covering that these dogs help our community. Now, this all takes $25,000 per dog to accomplish. That is right. That's how much it costs, $25,000. And this cost is not passed on to the client. They're responsible for only a small percentage, and the rest is funded by generous people just like you.
So make your moment now to be someone's hero and unleash abilities. Your generosity is needed. It is also greatly appreciated. please give as generously as you can, because every dollar given tonight, remember, up to that $20,000 is actually going to be matched to $40,000. It's absolutely incredible.
It really is. Before we close tonight, Nicole, I want you to tell me why this is so important to you.
ICAN is important to me because of how it really changes lives on both ends of the leash. To have the experience and the privilege to be able to go to Indiana Women's Prison and see how the handlers train the dogs, and then to see the clients that are paired with the dogs, it's something that I will always support.
And you've written blogs for the Indiana Canine Assistant Network that you can read on their page. So again, we've just got moments to go before we shut it down for the evening, our Wine and Wags event. Please donate. Let me just, again, hit you with a couple of things. A pledge for $25 a month will pay for the x-rays for joint health for one dog in training. That is so important. The joint health of these dogs, because they are going to be so mobile, they're going to be so active in their lifetime. When you get that joint health really good at the beginning of their lives, the first 2 years of their lives when they're in the prison, things will advance. Also, a pledge of $50 a month would pay for the dog food, the bedding, and the crate for a dog in training.
It's also $5,000 if you want to name your own dog and follow that dog through a 2-year journey. Chuck, I also want to throw a few numbers out there too, because we talked about both ends of the leash, but since 2002, ICAN has placed 200 assistance dogs and currently has 105 active partnerships. But since 2010, 132 handlers have been released from prison, and 86% of those handlers that now have working skills have not re-entered that prison system.
That's an incredible percentage, and one you would not expect, but I think a lot of that's due to the Indiana Canine Assistant Network.
38% of ICAN's income comes from individual donors, just like you watching tonight. And in 2019, ICAN volunteers spent 4,763 days with the dog in training out on furlough. So if you ever see one of the ICAN dogs out in a ICAN vest, chances are they could be with a furlough volunteer helping to acclimate that dog outside of the prison walls.
Now, if you go back again to 2019, 32 puppies, that's 32, were born into the ICAN breeding and whelping program. And this year, and you've met several of them, you can hear several of them, 24 puppies were born into the breeding program, in addition to 10 puppies coming to them from accredited service dog programs. Now, we want you to donate in these last few moments that we have, but we also want you to pay a trip to Goodman Jewelers, because we showed you this a little while ago. Let's say that you want to donate, but you'd also want to have a tangible part of this wonderful organization to be with you. At Goodman Jewelers, and Nicole's wearing this right now, it's a special limited edition pendant that celebrates the special relationship between a dog and a person. Judy Powers did a great job creating this with Robert Goodman Jewelers. Can you walk up to the camera?
I'll walk right
up. All
up.
right, she's going to do it,
this
ladies
is what
and
happens
gentlemen.
on live TV.
This is live TV, baby. But ICAN will be receiving part of the proceeds from all sales of this piece. So again, visit Goodman Jewelers. Ask them about it, and there's both a silver and a gold edition of this. We wanted to get that in because that's money in the bank for us, but also it's a beautiful way that you can hang on to ICAN.
And Chuck, before we leave, I want to ask you why you love ICAN so much.
Well, I loved ICAN when you first introduced it to me when you were at Channel 13 through Mondays with Maisie, a dog that was going through training. But obviously, because Senator is with our family, I think one of the reasons that my beautiful wife is doing remarkably well, as I mentioned, it's the grace of God, her own chutzpah, and the doctors that she's had. But Senator has played such a role in our family. I will never be able to thank ICAN enough for what they've done. She has a vibrant, abundant life, and I think a lot has to do with Senator.
Well, I want to speak for Chuck right now by saying we've really enjoyed being here. It's been such an amazing night. But at times tonight has gone to the dogs, and that's why we're going to end with everything going to the dogs, because the puppy cam was the most popular part of this entire program.
So while you're looking at it, and as we say goodbye, donate. Here come 1, 2 more, 3 more, 4 more, and 5 more puppies.
So that makes for a total of 10 puppies with 8 pounds each, 80 pounds.
80 pounds worth of dog.
And you know what? Those 10 pups are going to change 10 people's lives. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We absolutely appreciate it. Remember to visit icandog.org for any other upcoming events from ICAN. And besides that, we always appreciate your donations year round. Thank you so much for supporting us here at Wine and Wags this year.